Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I hope that you had a wonderful, a marvelous Monday, a magnificent Monday, and you're ready for a terrific Tuesday. I am. Today's message is about accepting things that you cannot change. Remember that this week we are focusing on acceptance. And, if you've heard of the serenity prayer, it says, God grant me this serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Starts with that. Here's the thing. The only thing that you have control over is yourself. The things that you think and say and do, the way you choose to respond, react. Um, that is what you have control over. Everything else, not so much. You can influence. I went out with a friend this weekend, and I don't know. He said something. I can't recall what it was, but he was making fun of the fact I was from New Orleans and talking about voodoo. And I think he said, "Don't do voodoo on me, Evril." And I said, I don't know, however it was, but I was like, "I'm always doing voodoo on you." It wasn't that, but whatever it was, he was like, "I should put that on a T-shirt." And by that, what I know about myself is that I have, and I hope this doesn't sound, full of myself or ego. I have such a, um, I have a big presence, and it can at times be intimidating, and can definitely pull and push and influence. I'll say that. I will tell you that my first year teaching, one of the things that I learned about myself was that, and I would say this could be true of anyone, at least for yourself. You tend to think from the inside out. So you tend to think that anything that you can do, other folks can do as well, or at least I tend to think it that way. You just think that it's some sort of innate ability that everybody has. But what I have come to understand is that that's not necessarily true. Anyway, first year teaching, I realized that my mood dictated the mood of the classroom. Absolutely. Now I don't know if that's just me and my superpower, because I do have the ability to influence a sense of calm. Um, uh, I tell people all the time, like, calm can be my superpower. I'm able to um, maintain a certain sense of um, stability, where most might be terribly emotional, which is really interesting because a lot of people would describe me as emotional. And that's just because I'm in touch with my emotions, and I am absolutely okay with people knowing how I'm feeling. However that is, because it's all authentic, it's all me. That is, a sign of acceptance. So, pat myself on the back for that, because I would have said I needed a whole lot of work in this area. But definitely being vulnerable about showing your emotions. So anyway, my first year teaching, I realized that if I came in a bad mood, the kids kind of fed off of that bad mood, and they kind of gave me bad mood. When I came in with a sunny disposition, regardless of what they brought with them, the majority of them could turn it around and choose joy in that moment and choose to be joyful. I'm gonna go around and around. This is what I tend to do. A friend of mine and I, who I hadn't spoke to in years, spoke on the phone this weekend, and she reflected for me. She and I were co-workers, and she reflected for me her experience of being in my classroom as a co-teacher, and just as a staff member who came in to visit, and whether she had a student in class, that she was there with. And she reflected for me, that my classroom was a place of respect, and it was a place of hard work, and that my students readily accepted that. And for the most part, they did, because when you make up your mind that something's going to be something, people around you can find acceptance in that as well. So, anywho, she was just telling me about, the peace in my room and the calm in my room, and she, attributed that to me. And so, yes, I am fully aware of the bigness of who I am and the influence that I have. And you've got to do that as well. Now, saying all of that to say what? Like I said, I have determined that I have that sort of magnetic ability. Um, so when I'm on and when I'm calm and when I'm sure, I exude that. And of course, when I'm anxious and when I'm not quite on and things like that, I feel like that can permeate as well. And so I am always mindful of what I am bringing into a situation, because I know that my presence is really, really powerful. So again, I hope that that didn't sound terribly full of myself or full of ego. That's just my observation of my experience and feedback that others have given to me about being experience with me. But I will tell you that in this effort to choose joy and experience more joy and happiness, when you realize and accept and embrace that the only person that you have influence, true influence, like I said, I jokingly say that I can influence others. And that's just because people choose to give in to my influence. That's what that is. But when you fully accept that you don't have the ability to control others and that you shouldn't seek to control others, that you should only seek to control yourself and your thoughts and your actions and your emotions and your feelings and your responses to things that other people do, and knowing that all of us is having a unique experience in life and that we all deserve to have that experience and to get what we're supposed to get out of that experience. When we can find acceptance in those things, guys, your joy meter will be off the chart. That's what I know to be true. Your joy meter will be off the chart when you learn how to let go of any preconceived notions that you have the ability to control and make things happen. That's about fear. When you try to control things too much, that's about fear of loss, fear of failure, and of course, fear of failure is failing in front of others. And then if you fail in front of others, then what do they think of us? And will they accept us? And again, I believe folks when they say if you learn how to accept yourself, whether or not other people accept you is not quite as important to you, because you can accept yourself. And here's the other thing I'll tell you, the flip side of that: when you can accept yourself, makes it easy for other people to accept you. Now follow your lead in how to treat you based on how you treat yourself. So I hope that you understand that when we reflect on these virtues, it's all about our own practice. It's not about how we're going to share with others what we think they ought to be doing. It's all about internal in ourselves, and we work from the inside out. And that's why I always end with be kind to yourself. When you learn to be kind to yourself, you can be better kind to others, right? And the best thing you can do for others is to just be who you are. And in order to be who you are, you got to accept for who you are. You got to accept yourself for who you are. So accept that your smile is beautiful and then gift the world the beauty of your smile. That's one of the most kindest things you can do. I promise you, it's transformational. I love walking around gifting people the beauty of my smile and then watching theirs emerge. That's powerful, and I love that. And I hope that you enjoy that as well. And I hope that you found some message in all of these ramblings of my words today, and that you check out the email and you check out the song in today's email. I talked about this yesterday. I have those resources about radical acceptance. And so some really, really great things there to help you if you're working on acceptance. So check out the Choose Joy email today, share with others, and just go about making today the most terrific Tuesday that you've ever had. And if you go about doing that, then it shall be so. Take care of yourself. Thank you for tuning in. Love each and every one of you.